I'm going to answer every single doubt that you have about robotic affirmations in this video. Let's get started. The weather is so good here. Like, I can't stop romanticizing my life right now. I am one of those few people who was like complaining about how the weather is so cold. I can't go out, I can't do anything. And right now, it just stopped snowing, and all the snow is melting off from the trees. The sun is shining bright, and all I can do is just look at this beauty and like be lost in the moment. I'm not even kidding. It is so beautiful right now. Hi you guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Jyotsna, and in today's video I am going to answer all the questions that you guys asked me related to robotic affirmations. Very recently I had put a story on my Instagram where I asked you guys to ask me any questions that you have related to affirmations, specifically the robotic affirmations method. You guys asked me amazing questions. So in today's video I'm going to answer all the questions you guys asked me. So let's get started. Okay, so the first question is 10,000 affirmations enough to manifest whatever we want? So the specific number that a lot of people have attached with robotic affirmations, like you have to affirm 10,000 times, you have to affirm 20,000 times. I personally do not recommend that. Yes, you can take it up as a challenge. Yes, you can take it up as a creative way and a fun way of affirming, but you don't have to stick to this rule of affirming something 10,000 times. Like in my life, I affirm for something multiple times during the day. I would take a rough estimate, it would probably be 100 to 200 times, but that's about it. Because in my mind, as soon as I affirm repeatedly, like 30, 40 times, I assume in my mind like it's done. As you want to make it fun, you want to make the process creative, go ahead and affirm like 10,000 times or 5,000 times if that's a saturation method you prefer. But obviously, it is not mandatory. It is not something that you have to do, or it's not like a rule. Other times when I feel lazy, this is like my lazy affirming method. I love listening to my robotic affirmation tapes because it's so much more easier when I just connect to AirPods. I don't have to like consciously 100% listen to all the affirmations I'm stating, but at the same time, it kind of goes into my subconscious mind because I'm listening to a 1 hour tape of all the affirmations of my choice. So sometimes, consciously or unconsciously, I know that the affirmations are having an effect in my life. Affirming sometimes doesn't feel organic and puts a lot of pressure on the goal. So that's the thing, right? It depends on what method you're more comfortable with. If affirmations is putting a lot of pressure in your mind and you're feeling a lot of anxiety, then maybe affirmations is not a method that you should do. Like I personally, whenever I affirm about my desire as if it's already my current reality, it puts me in a state of thinking that I already have it. According to law of assumption, you have to assume that something is already part of your identity, like it is already part of you or part of your life, which is why you're bringing it faster into your reality. So all the clients who told me affirmations was really hard for them, I told them to do a quantum jumping meditation, and that made them feel so much more calmer and they felt less anxious while doing those meditations. So you should find what works for you. Whenever I do my affirmations, I am instantly uplifted. Like I instantly feel calm. I instantly feel like my nervous system is regulated. So I know that it is working in my favor. But at any point of time you feel it is not working in your favor, it is probably because you're still holding a lot of resistance in your mind, or you're still looking at whether it's giving you the results or not, or you're just making it work negatively for you, which is not what we want to do. So find other methods that work better for you, or affirm only when you feel calmer or you're not that anxious, or you can just listen to an affirmation tape and not worry too much about it. That works as well. How many affirmations can we do per day? Again, this is completely your choice. I ask all my clients to do robotic affirmations for 10 to 15 minutes in a day, and they can listen to a tape whenever they want to, either when they're going off to sleep or the first thing in the morning, whatever time slot that they prefer. I just ask them to listen to my tape, which is 20-25 minutes. Again, not with 100% consciousness or with like 100% concentration. While listening to the tape, you can just listen to the tape and do like your own things if you want to. If they are practicing the saturation method, that is just affirming in their mind repeatedly, I ask them to do it for like 15 minutes in a day. That's about it. That's enough. Akka, do one video detailed manifestation on how to write your own affirmations for our goal. Okay, this is actually very, very simple. Any desire that you have, let's say you want to get 100 on 100 in your upcoming maths exam, then the affirmation can be as simple as I got 100 on 100 in the math test. or I got 100 on 100 on the math test on 22nd December. Like it can be as simple as that, because the more easier and the more simpler the statement is, the better it is for you, because you can repeat it in your mind in loop. I tell my clients to literally affirm things like I get hired instantly, I get my dream job all the time, or I have multiple offer letters. Like these are statements that are very few words, but at the same time they have a great impact and a powerful impact. So you can just repeat that. Make a statement either in the present tense or in the past tense. Try to use few words. Always recommending my clients to listen to a tape while going off to sleep, even if they're not feeling sleepy, even if they haven't slept yet and the tape has already switched off, that is all right too. Because especially in the night, we hold the least resistance when it comes to our problems and whatever desires it is that we want. It's in the morning that we're thinking about 100,000 different things, but when we're sleeping, our mind is a little more relaxed and we hold less resistance, I would say, compared to the morning. I am an interior designer and I want to know how to manifest projects within 3 days. Honestly, the only thing you have to do is assume that you always get projects. Like every single time people tell me that, can I do affirmations for a specific desire? I always tell them you can do that, but try to do even identity work along with it to see faster results. So as you are an interior designer, you know you're an amazing interior designer, obviously. All you have to do in order to manifest projects within 3 days is affirm in loop statements related to being the best interior designer out there and always getting projects. Like you're always flooded with projects. You are someone who is one of the best interior designers. You do exceptional work. Your work is remarkable that you always get clients at lightning speed. So this is basically you affirming that you always get projects, obviously, but at the same time you're also doing identity work where you're assuming yourself into that state where you are the best interior designer out there. Do like a simple scripting exercise in order to assume that end state, or in order to assume the dream identity that you want to, and then slowly start building and taking some steps towards it while affirming in your mind you always get projects. What you're doing with affirmations is just normalizing that your desires are already part of your life. So that is all you're going to do. Just listening or writing affirmations without emotions, will it work? Yes, it totally works. You do not need emotions all the time. I know a lot of manifestation coaches tell you that you need to have heightened emotions when you're feeling your desires, or even when you're meditating, you have to feel all the emotions like you already have that. Like I love embodying the energy of being someone who has their desires, being emotionally aligned with it. But at the same time, emotions are not mandatory. Like there are so many times that I do tasks without emotions, I affirm without any emotions attached, and I have seen it manifest into my life. Even Neville Goddard says feeling is a secret. You have to feel like you already have your desires, but it is basically him stating that you have to make it feel normal. You have to make it feel like it is, your natural state. It is all about shifting into a state or shifting into an identity where you know that you are truly a match with your desires. How to persist in our affirmations. So I have a couple of videos that I made in order to help you how to be consistent and how to be disciplined. I personally love persisting with my affirmations by just picking one affirmation for the day. Like yesterday, one of my affirmations that I picked was life is so easy for me, or life is so good to me, or life is on an easy mode for me. So I just randomly make up one affirmation statement, or I pick an affirmation from my ebook Just Affirm Bestie, and I'll just take one or two affirmations at the maximum and I repeat it on a continuous basis in my mind. Every single time I think I am, thinking useless thoughts, or not really thinking about anything that's important, useful. Like sometimes, yeah, I do let myself daydream, especially when I want to get like creative ideas. That is something I love doing. But if I'm not, daydreaming about good things, like if I'm worrying about the future, if I'm uncertain about something, if I'm thinking too much about what do I have to do next or what do I have to plan next, we all know, we all have such kind of thoughts. So it is usually then that I stick to affirming whatever statement I have made up for that day. And the more you keep doing this daily, trust me, persisting becomes super simple. It's like hitting the gym every day in the morning. Like, you have to go to the gym. Sometimes you don't feel like going to the gym. Sometimes you'll skip 1 or 2 days, and that is totally fine. Like one day, if you skip, nothing's going to happen. Like you can take a break if you want to, but try to get back to it like a routine. All you're doing is repeating the affirmations in your mind consistently, and just do that every single day. Start with 10 minutes, and trust me, the more you keep doing it every single day, you will start persisting in it. I'm using robotic affirmations to clear a competitive exam. I don't know, I feel feel demotivated whenever I start doing questions and don't get the right answers, and when I think about how I'm not getting to see any progress though I work hard. Competitive exams, like preparing for it, I can totally understand how nerve-wracking it can be. I remember preparing for the CAT exam. It was not a good experience. So I totally get what you mean. Very, very easy to get discouraged, especially when you're getting like wrong answers. But all you have to do at the end of the day is focus on the end state. Like no matter what exam you're preparing for, even if it's coming wrong, the more you keep focusing on, oh, I'm always getting incorrect answers, or oh, I'm always doing it wrong, or oh, I'm just not smart enough like my friends. The more you focus on that, that is what grows in your life. That is what I tell all my clients as well, because the more you focus on the lack of something, or the more you focus on getting incorrect answers all the time, it's not going to change your 3D. Because with affirmations, what you're doing is you're putting yourself in a state where you know that you always get correct answers. Repeating affirmations that help you saturate your mind into thinking that no matter what happens, no matter what the circumstances are, you get whatever it is you want. So the end desired state here right now is for you to clear the competitive exam. So start putting yourself in the state of being someone who has cleared the competitive exam. Like, I am so smart, everything is so easy for me, like I always get correct answers. Like the more you keep affirming about these things, the more you will start taking aligned action over all the mistakes that you made. This was a simple trick that one of my clients tried. She was a student who wanted to crack an exam. She told me that even if she was getting incorrect answers, whenever she would learn from it, she would say, I always get correct answers. Like this was just one mistake I made out of the 10 questions that I answered. And this is again a Delulu way. Out of all the 10 questions, she probably got 8 wrong and just 2 correct. But whenever she got the 8 wrong, she would figure out why she got it wrong, and she would tell herself, of course, this was such a silly thing. I'm obviously not going to do this in the competitive exam. I always get everything right. Like I always get all the answers correct. Like no matter what happens, I always get it correct. This is just one silly mistake. I'm going to correct it right now. And just practice it and repeat it. So affirmations actually help you be in that desired state. It actually helps you gain that confidence, gain that mental discipline, and that mental ability to just persist no matter even if you're getting a wrong answer. I want to ask, does listening to affirmations created by me in my own voice have the same effect if I listen to it for 5 hours? Yes, you can listen to affirmations in your own voice. You can listen to affirmations in my voice. You can listen to any affirmations that you find on YouTube. It doesn't matter whose voice it is. Again, specifically about the hours, it doesn't have to be 5 hours. It doesn't have to be 3 hours. I know clients who love listening to overnight tapes, which I make for them. So it's basically like for 5 to 6 hours. And then I have clients who listen to affirmation tapes for just 20 minutes or 25 minutes, a short affirmation tapes that I have. And they are good to go even with such affirmation tapes. So you have to find what works for you. It is not about how many hours you listen to a tape. It is all about you feeding your subconscious mind with those affirmations. Can you suggest an affirmation for SP to invite me for a day out, as I have asked but no response yet? So what you can do in such a situation where you've asked something and you're kind of ghosted or you're not getting an answer is just affirm in your mind that of course I got the message already. Instead of you inviting your SP for a day out, just assume in your mind, my SP wants to go out with me all the time. Like my SP is literally taking his or her phone out in order to text me to go out. Of course my SP loves me. So I always tell my clients to add the words of course. Like of course my SP texts me all the time. Like of course my SP is asking me out. Of course my SP invites me for lunch all the time. Of course my SP replied to my text. So just add of course, like obviously, or of course, or yeah, it happened already, like it's done. Anything that helps you stay in that end state will always be helpful. What is better, writing an affirmation or speaking? I personally do both. I don't really speak it out loud, but I listen to my own tape, or I am repeating affirmations in my mind. And I also love scripting. I love writing the same statement multiple times. It really helps me with my anxiety. Like I personally feel whenever I'm anxious, I can't really think too much. So what I do is just take out a pen and paper and just write it multiple times, because the more I'm moving my hand and I'm looking at my statement as if it's already real, the more real it feels somehow. At the same time, I love repeating affirmations in my mind and listening to affirmations as well. So you have to find what method works the best for you. Can I manifest for my husband in a robotic way? Of course you can. You can manifest for anyone you want to. You are the creator of your reality. You want to see a change in someone, or you want someone to get a job or anything like that, you can literally manifest for them. You can affirm in your mind that this person has gotten a job, this person is already giving me good news about getting a job. Anything like that will also work. Like, I know one of my client actually visualized, having a conversation with one of her best friends after they had a huge fight. She just affirmed in her mind, my best friend reached out to me, like she apologized to me, she said this, so and so, etc. And she basically just rehearsed how the conversation between them would be like even before it happened, and it literally happened in the same manner. So this is why I tell everyone that if you want a specific person, you can definitely get that specific person back, but just make sure that person's not toxic, because the more toxic and unhealthy someone is, that cycle will repeat no matter what. Hey queen, I want to get my ex back. It will work, right? Definitely you can manifest anyone back, and manifesting an ex back is the easiest because you obviously had a connection with an ex before. So just rekindling that connection is like the easiest thing that you can ever do. Your ex was in your life because they had feelings for you and they were in love with you at some point, right? So that's the reason I always tell my clients, if they ever come to me saying they want to manifest their ex back, I'm like, of course it's done. Like, if it's an X, it is super, super easy. I'm doing robotic affirmations, then can I also do scripting and visualization with emotions for the same wish in the morning and night? Or do I need to do only robotic affirmations? Will it mix up or will it give greater result if I did both? Please explain. Of course not. You can do 2 or 3 methods. That is totally fine. You can pick visualization, scripting along with robotic affirmations. I highly recommend limiting yourself to doing only 2, because usually when people do like 3 or 4 methods every single day, it means that you are obsessing over that desire, or you are obsessing too much about wanting it or desiring it. So again, it puts you in that desperate mode, and the universe does not like desperate energy. You know that law of assumption is all about assuming that state. So if you were already in that relaxed state of receiving it and already knowing that your desires are yours, why would you be doing 5 to 6 methods? Why would you oversaturate yourself into thinking, okay, I have to do this every day in the morning, every day in the night? Like, you wouldn't do that, right? So that is why I tell all my clients, take like 15 to 20 minutes each day, have like a focused routine, whether it's doing affirmations work, whether it's doing self concept work, whether it's doing visualization. Just take that particular amount of time to do that. Mindset work is primarily what is more important than, the method. I always tell this to all my clients as well. 90% of the time, if you're worrying, if you're thinking about the results, and only in the remaining 10% you're doing a method and you're thinking positively, of course you're not going to see the results. You have to be in alignment with your desires. You have to embody the energy of someone who already has it. And the only way you can embody that is you do your manifestation method or whatever work, self concept work that you want to do for like 15 minutes. And after that, you're going to go live your life and embody the energy of someone who already has their desires. Because the more you embody that version, the more you act as if you already have your desires, you're showing the universe that you're confident. The more you keep your mind positively aligned, the faster you will see the results. So yeah, that was it for today's video, you guys. I know I answered only a few questions, but I will definitely do a part 2 of this. Let me know if you have any specific questions on robotic affirmations or any manifestation method you're trying. If you have any specific questions, you can leave it down in the comments below. I will love to answer them. Also, in case you are looking to quantum jump into your desired reality and get everything in less than 14 days, I teach you step by step the full proof formula on how to manifest your dream life. You can check out Manifest Instantly. I will link it down below so that you can check it out. And yeah, that was it for today's video. I will see you guys in my next video. Lots of love. Bye.